What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video I want to go over one of the more insane farms right now in Destiny 2. This will help you get a crazy amount of Umbral Engrams, you'll get some high stat armor, and you'll also be able to get a lot of exotics this way too, depending on your perks in the Prismatic Recaster. So if you find this video helpful, hit the like button. Even better, guys, subscribe if you're not. It makes me happy when you do that. So this is the AFK Farm, and I know this has been around through multiple iterations pretty much since Forges came out in Black Armory. But this involves going into a forge with a low power level. The enemies there will wipe you pretty fast. I've lowered my power level by grabbing some weapons from my vault. I've also thrown on the Halloween mask that you can grab from your collections. And I've grabbed this cloak too. You can grab this from collections as well. This is going to lower your power level well below the 750 recommendation. And enemies there will beat you up pretty quick. The key thing is you want to be a low power level for two reasons. Number one, to make sure that you're not matching with people who are trying to do the forges legit. That's the last thing I want to recommend. And also too, you want to be a low power level because you want the enemies to wipe you quickly so that they don't take too long and then you get kicked to orbit for inactivity. Basically, that's all it involves. You jump into a forge, and if you set it up overnight, you'll wake up the next morning with a ton of engrams. So essentially just go to your EDZ. Doesn't matter which forge, you can go into the Volander, Goffinen, doesn't really matter. The enemies there are going to beat you up fast, and that's pretty much the AFK farm. This has been around for a long time. I've done this here for the last few hours, and I have 10 of these Umbral Engrams on my character. So I have a bunch of these here that I can decrypt. This will give me good armor, this will give me good weapons. If I focus these on armor focus, it'll give me some potentially powerful gears as well. So this will be a great way of leveling up too. And I have a bunch of these here in my postmaster as well. So like I said, this would be a great way of getting a lot of good gear. It'll be a nice way of raising up your power level. But I want to focus here as well though on the fact that this can give you exotics. And really that kind of centers on your Prismatic Recaster. So let's walk over here. I know it's a lower chance, but if you do this pretty much each night, you will have a pretty good chance of getting at least one exotic per day. But the key thing is you have to make sure you don't focus the engrams. If you go and focus them, you will not have a chance of getting an exotic. So let's go down here to the Prismatic Recaster, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Now, they will patch this, I'm sure that they will, so keep that in mind. This probably will not be available forever, and it's a nice way of getting some good gear. I do recommend, though, just playing the game normally. This is more so if you have limited time to play the game. So let's go over here to our buddy the Drifter, and if we look here at the Prismatic Recaster, we're going to see exactly what I'm talking about when we look at the gifts of light and dark. So to get exotics, you have to do it this way. So take a look here at your upgrades. I have rank 2 unlocked. So to do this, you have to have rank 1 all the way done, and then go to rank 2. The Umbral Enhancement 2 is what you want to have here if your goal is to get exotics from this method. You'll notice that if you have this perk, unfocused engrams, getting a low chance to award exotic gear. So it may only be 2 to 5% based on the research that I've done, but even still, if you have 20 or 30 of these engrams each day, you'll have a pretty good chance of getting exotic, and this is going to be by far one of the absolute best ways to get exotics right now in D2. The other thing as well, which is nice, is these basically, because the engrams from the Umbral ones have a pretty wide loot pool, these are more or less like having a faded engram in the sense that you'll have access to a lot of different exotics. You won't be able to get raid exotics or secret quests or missions like that, but you'll be able to get things like Monte Carlo and some of the more recent exotics too. So I'm going to go ahead here and decrypt these. As I mentioned before, if your focus is going to be to raise your power level, try to enhance as many of these as you can with the armor focus. But if your goal is more so to get the exotics, don't focus them at all. So let's go ahead and turn these in. Hopefully we get at least one. I'll go back to my postmaster after this, and we will check it out one more time. If I do get at least one, that'd be pretty cool. But don't be surprised, it is a pretty low chance. Nonetheless, this will be one of the better ways to farm. So I'm going to turn all these in, and no such luck here in the first batch, but let's head back to my postmaster. I'll grab those other ones, and we'll decrypt those too, and maybe get lucky here on screen, on camera. It's a low chance, so you may not get one every single day, but if you have 20 or 30 of them, it stands to reason that if you have that perk, you'll have at least 1 or 2 each day here. So let's go ahead and grab some more, and then we'll see how we do. I don't think this will be around very long, maybe a couple weeks. I'll probably get to it pretty fast. In the past, they have nerfed the AFK farming. This has been around for, like I said, at least a year or so since Black Armory came out. So here we go. I'm going to grab these other engrams. Collecting all of these. And this was just from a few hours here. You want to make sure your postmaster is completely empty. And you want to make sure that you have no engrams on your character. That way you can get up to 30 per night. If you set this up before you go to sleep, you'll wake up and you'll have 30 of them. Turn all of them in. And you'll be swimming in good gear. And maybe some exotics too. This is more so, in my opinion, this is more so if you don't have as much time, but you still want to get to a high power level to do the dungeon. I know it's not going to be around forever. You want to make sure you have a high power level. If you want to jump into trials whenever that comes back, this will be helpful too if you don't have as much time to play as everybody else does. This will be a nice way to make sure you keep your power level up and you can do those activities. So I say jump right in. I think valuing your time is going to be important, and this is one way that you can make the most of your time if you don't have access to playing the game every single day. So here we go. I'm going to turn all these in. Maybe we'll get an exotic this time. So, there we go. We got an exotic engram. Basically, this turned my Umbral engram into an exotic engram. We'll go turn that one in here in a second. There's another exotic, guys. So I got, so far, from 20 of these engrams, I've gotten 2 exotics. 3 exotics! You're nuts! Yeah, this is no doubt one of the absolute best ways to farm exotics right now, guys. Take advantage of it. If you're trying to get some high stat armor, that Liar's Handshake maybe was a high stat. Let's see. 61, we'll take it. 60, we'll take it. I have a couple more here, but you guys get the idea. This is going to be one of the best ways. Outside of Zur, I think this is the best way to get exotics right now in the game. Alright, so we have 3 more of these engrams. We'll go turn them in. I know it's a longer video. Like I said, guys, I hope it was helpful. If this is going to get you guys exotics, I want to make sure I shared it. I know people have discussed this before, but it's been more so from raising your power level. That's great, but getting exotics, you're going to get high power level just by playing the game. Getting exotics can be feast or famine in Destiny, and it's been like that since game came out. It's going to be like that since game goes away. If there's a good way of getting exotics, you're going to want to take advantage of it while you can. So let's grab these last couple I have. 3 exotics so far out of 20. It's actually a pretty high chance. I thought it was lower than this. Alright, we'll grab these.
Check.
Might as well grab this other engram as well. Mechaneer's trick sleeves. So I got 3 pieces of armor too. That's really important. It's hard sometimes to get high stat exotic armor. And in all three of these I've done so far have given me armor pieces, which is good. Alright. So let's turn these last few in. This will be 24 I've turned in. We're at 3 out of 20 so far. If I can get one more, that'd be pretty cool. Master Rahool is getting loot today, baby. Let's go. Alright, so let's turn these in. And here we go.
If you're hearing this, the machine's ready.
Alright, 4 more.
If you're not hearing this, no, it's not.
Alright, no such luck, but I got a lot of gear. Let's take a look here what I got. I've gotten 3 exotics out of 24. I've gotten a few of these swords. Tireless Whirlwind, that's a pretty good roll. Nice rolls here on my swords I got. I got a couple other weapons here that are new ones, which is cool. Under Pressure Vorpal, not bad. I've gotten a few of these new auto rifles too. This is good. I'm happy with what I got. This is going to be an absolute amazing farm, guys. So, like I said, lower your power level. Jump into a forge. Let the game run overnight. Make sure that you change your power setting features on your PlayStation or your console so that it doesn't kick you or doesn't turn your game console off after a few hours. Jump into a forge. Let the game run overnight. You'll wake up to about 30 engrams. Turn those in. You're going to get some exotics guaranteed as far as I'm concerned at this point. It's a pretty high chance, maybe about 10%, let's say, if you have the perk. It's very important that you have this perk here on your Prismatic Recaster. You do need to have Season of the Arrivals to do this. You can't grab these bounties if you don't. Upgrade your Gifts of Light and Dark. This is making it even more important to have this enhancement too. If you have 3 characters, you should have this done by now. But this will be one of the absolute best ways to farm exotics. Take advantage of it all you can, because they will be changing this, I bet, in the very near future. I hope it's helpful, guys. I'll talk to you soon, and best of luck getting your exotics, guys. See you soon.